So we're here in the second week of the Master Practitioner, and we already went through values, and we already went through, how to elicit them, and you discovered stuff about that. We did modeling and all this stuff. So far, so first thing is, what did you find more useful for you personally? So let's start, Zanny, you go first. I'm putting you on the spot first.
No worries. Thank you so much. I've already found this training to have immense value for me. Personally, my favorite part so far is the values and the evolution of consciousness. I am a therapist right now, and I'm transitioning into the relationship coaching realm. I sort of already do that, but my plan is to incorporate NLP and really start reframing the way that I approach clients now, utilizing subconscious mind techniques. So yeah, the values section was really profound for me because I actually scored a perfect score on values level 6. However, I haven't fully embodied values level 5. So I was able to see, okay, I still have some lingering pieces from values level 4. And I'm already starting to notice now that I have more of a values level 5 mindset that I know will be useful with sales and marketing in my business.
Absolutely. It just imagine how I mean, it's so useful if you take a step back, think of it, and you look at the person and you go, okay, where is this person and there's no judgment, right? But you just notice how they think. Where is their thinking station? And then you figure out exactly their concerns, their needs. So you serve them inside their model of the world, isn't it? Rather than trying to push something on them that they may need or they may not, right?
Yeah, I'm really finding that immensely valuable. And then also the other main thing that I'm finding really valuable is that NLP is process oriented, not content oriented. So
Exactly.
in the therapeutic model, it's a lot of emotional processing. And I mean, there are certain things that overlap. Reframing, for example, I do that as a therapist. However, NLP is very solutions oriented, right? It's like, okay, we have a problem and we're going to fix the problem. Versus in therapy, a lot of it is, well, maybe there's not a solution, right? And we have to just live with this forever. And with NLP, it's very empowering because you can actually tell the client, no, we're going to shift this for you.
Yeah, totally, totally. It's like, again, this is also in my mindset. What's the point in wallowing in the problem? And then you understand your problem, and then you understand where it's coming from, and so on and so forth. But yet, we don't have a solution. And wait until you get to timeline therapy, because you said emotional processing. Again, it's almost like people don't believe this, but it takes all of 10 minutes per emotion to virtually get rid of them without having to relieve them, and so on and so forth. This is exciting. We're just getting into timeline therapy today. That's great. Jacob, what was the thing that you found the most useful for you in what we've done so far?
Now, for me, it's not just one. For me, it's so the way I see it is, so I'm an engineer by background. So for me, NLP, timeline therapy, hypnosis are a tool set to do, instead of doing software engineering, we do brain engineering, we do subconscious
I
engineering.
love that. Brain engineering. I love that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, at the end of the day, like problems are bugs in the system. Sometimes they are bugs that they help us in life in a maladaptive way, right? Because we need to survive. And other times they stop us from becoming who do we want to become. So it's
So
the
how
way
do
I
you
see
want
it,
to,
it's
so
yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
the way I
Go
see
ahead,
it,
go ahead.
it's the
I
the
love it.
the
Problems are
person,
bugs in the system. I
yeah,
love
yeah,
this.
yeah. A person presents a problem from his perspective, so it means it might not even be a problem, but the perception that he has on the problem becomes a problem itself. And that's when language comes in. Okay, you're saying this way, but what do you mean? Oh, I mean this. Oh, is that a problem? Oh, maybe not. Oh, so now we
Oh
don't
boy,
have
are
to
you
do the
right.
whole engineering thing. Yeah, yeah. So
No, you
it's
absolutely
software
get it.
engineering for the subconscious. That's how I see it, at least. I'm not saying this should be a
Absolutely, and
definition.
I agree. And as an engineer, you get the importance of precision in language because you got the importance of precision in everything. You can't build anything, it's going to fall down unless you're precise, right? But it's the same with language. Absolutely. God, I love you said this. This is great.
Yeah,
Because
one thing,
indeed,
if I may, yeah, if I
yes,
may finish,
go
like
ahead,
for
go ahead.
example, one thing, I work with a lot of high performers, so we talk a lot
Uh-huh,
about purpose. So
uh-huh.
sometimes they might say something, yeah, because my purpose is to do X, Y, Z. And I'm like, okay, and who said that? And that's, oh, okay, now we are like, okay, we just entered a new word. Because you're like questioning, okay, you're basing your life on what exactly? And like, I'm not sure exactly. Oh, okay, now the game starts. Because it's
But
how they
Jacob,
construct everything.
you, you address something unbelievably important because I don't know if you're aware of what you just said because it's a to me it's a kind of a wasted life to live your life according to someone else
Exactly, exactly.
instead of living your life.
Yeah,
That
like part of
that's
my sales process is asking them, they say something for what purpose? Something, okay, for what purpose? And then they block because it's like, oh, you're just making money for the sake of making money. I wonder why we have problems here. It's
exactly. No, absolutely. I'm with you. So you're using the chunking up process for
mhm.
what purpose? For what purpose? To get them to think beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thanks, Clayton. I want to ask
Thank
you,
you.
and now it's my turn to ask you questions because you're asking always in the training. So it's amazingly good questions, and thank you for doing so.
Thank you.
So tell me for you, because you're already, doing, and my understanding is that you're already doing coaching with people. So what was for you the most important aha? Because you had some ahas and you shared with us during the training. But what was the most important aha moment for you? The most useful thing?
So far, easily values. Easily the values system, the NLP values and the Graves values. For me, I've been doing coaching, and it's kind of like you said, Adriana, we tend to pick or like gravitate towards certain things, and then next time we revisit the training or see it, other things stand out like light bulbs. And for me, through my coaching process and helping people, I realized like there was something missing, and I was using things like anchoring and parts integration and a lot of reframing to get people motivated to do what they needed to do, and it was working.
Right.
But it seemed
Right.
like I was walking up a rocky path instead of a smoothly paved one, if you would. And I kind of realized, yeah, values were the missing piece. So I came back with full intention and conviction to make that my sole thing to walk away with from this as an expert in. And like the moment you started talking about it and explaining it again and away from motivation, I went far out. Like that is, yeah, it's amazing. It's magic. I can see how much it changed someone's life, and I'm really grateful to add that into the tool belt now moving forward. And look,
That's
there's
great.
there's that and there's the language models. I admittedly didn't put enough emphasis and priority on there because like Jacob, I work a lot of my clients are either like small business owners, SME, corporate, and I'm very candid. I very much built a rapport based on language and their model of the world, but some of the language models did to me seem tacky, but I also didn't know how to pre-frame it right. Like you said, you can get away with anything if you pre-frame it right. And that one line alone was, again, a massive mental shift for me. And I realized a lot of what I've been doing so far has just been reframing really, really well. And now visiting the reframes again this morning, and that with the combination of what you said by pre-framing correctly, nothing seems out of the realm of fixable, if you will, or, to be unresolved or to be resolved. It just seems easy.
Yep. Well, it is easy. It's our perception that everything has to be arduous and difficult and we need to struggle. No, we don't have to. We can make it easy. And it's that little tweak that happens here. It starts all from here. Isn't it? To me, this is I'm fascinated about how the mind works. Gina, you've been around, I'm going to put you on the spot. You didn't expect this. You've been around for a while and you keep coming back and, participating and, all this kind of stuff that you do. What was the thing for you?
The thing for me when I did Master Prac was, like Clayton said, about the values, right? And then when you went through and you did values alignment, for me, coming from the corporate world, I thought, oh my goodness, this one technique I could easily monetize and apply around the world. There was just this light bulb moment, and I loved it so much. And I thought, okay, for me to do all of this, there was only two missing pieces, and that was to complete NLP trainers training and timeline therapy trainers training. That was it.
Right.
Well, I was already invested anyway. So it was the values alignment, which I loved and I still use, and I have been using for many, many years. Yeah, that was it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I see you made a point, because the next transition, it's just normal. So we work one-on-one, but then how do you work with groups? Because then you influence a bunch of people at the same time rather than just one. So you make your time more effective.
Yeah.
So that's how I...
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I was going to say, for me, it's efficiency. I've got this tool that I know is going to bring about a massive amount of change and improve a business's position, the bottom line, help them to retain good quality staff, help them to retain clients, customers in an elegant way. Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you? And have fun along the way and build your business along the way. It's a win-win. And that I loved so much. And in fact, the moment I finished the values alignment, I then did a post. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to sell it everywhere and anywhere. And I had my first client come to me, rang me and said, oh, Gina, I see that you're doing this, and I want to know a little bit more. And then the rest is history, of course. But that whole thing about values alignment and the values all together and the coaching values inventory was like a package. And that package was going to bring enormous benefit to many, many people, as well as to myself.
Right. Yeah. So this is also me. When I learned NLP initially, so my practitioner first level, right? I thought, but how am I gonna do hypnotic language patterns, all this kind of stuff in a business context? Right? Oh, I can't speak like this. And then I realized, hold on a second, why not? Business world is connected with, it's using hypnotic language patterns without knowing they're using hypnotic language patterns. It's the same thing. And then how am I, to me it was the issue of persuasion. And for me it was the issue of also, how do I influence? I always wanted to help people. Since I was very young, I wanted to tell stories. Unconsciously, I was just telling stories, right? But I was trying to my stories to give example to other people. But then I learned how to do it consciously, and I need it. Also, I found something very important that you guys, in your own way, mentioned. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. Sarah, you've been just around, in and out, and just overall. What do you think about what we do? What is this?
Oh, hello. I love it.
Hello.
It's just so inspiring because, I'm a little fly on the wall. I come in and hear how you guys are progressing, and, it's life-changing for me, even just hearing your stories or what you're putting into practice. It's fun.
It's just amazing for me. I'm telling you, as a trainer now, to notice the success of my graduates, because that reinforces my belief that I'm doing something good. I'm doing something that is useful for people to improve their lives, to make them better. What do we all want ultimately, my friends? I don't know, joking but not joking. What do we all want? We want to have happy lives. We want to have satisfaction, fulfillment, to feel loved, to enjoy. And that's what we all human beings want. Then how to assist people to get to that stage? That it is for me, the overarching thing, why I do what I do. Anyway, I appreciate you guys a lot. And thank you for being in the training. And this afternoon, we start timeline therapy. So wait until we get there. There are some
Thank you,
things that
Adriana.
are
Thank you, Adriana.
my
Thank you.
absolute pleasure. I'll see you in a moment.
Thank you very much.